Now, in the third position, since the axis is inclined to VP, appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees. So he has given that condition. So since he says appears, so obviously that axis has to be in apparent inclination. Now first we need to check in the second position top view whether the axis is in apparent length or not. Since the pentagonal prism is resting on one of the base corners such that the two base corners containing an edge makes equal inclination, that is, it is resting on P dash, that is, which is on XY line, so obviously that has to rest on HP. So which are the two base edges containing the corner? P dash Q dash and PT, P dash T dash. So that PQ and PT makes equal inclinations here. You can see that equal inclination on this side and also on this side with respect to that vertical projector. Now once the axis becomes inclined to HP, so you are getting the apparent length here, but also the given inclination in the problem is also apparent inclination, so we can transfer directly on that 45 degree line directly. So that means we reproduce this sketch here by rotating at an angle of 45 degrees to VP. So consider any point O. So from that, consider any point. From there you draw a horizontal line parallel to XY. From that point, by using the protractor, you measure an angle of 45 degree and then draw an inclined line and extend it to the other side also. Now you measure the length from O to O1, and from O you cut an arc on this to get this point O1. Then from O1 you measure the distance of O1 to A. From O1 you mark that point A to get this point A now. Similarly, from O1 you measure the distance of the O1 to P from O1 to this point, and from O1 you mark that point on 45 degree line. Since BE is perpendicular to OO1, so from this point, by using the protractor, you measure an angle of 90 degree with respect to OO1 line and then draw an inclined line or perpendicular line. Then with this point as center, measure the distance from this point to B and also from this point to E. Both will going to have equal distances, and transfer it from this point towards the left side, which will going to be B, and again from here towards the right side you are going to get the point E. Now then from O1 to you measure the distance with respect to this point, which is the CD line intersecting on O at O1. So you take this point. From similarly you transfer that from O1 to this point here. Then since CD is perpendicular to OO1 line, so from this point you measure an angle of 90 degree with respect to OO1 line and then draw a perpendicular line. Then by using the compass you measure the distance from this point to C and also from this point to D, and from the same point here cut it on left side to get this point C and cut it on the right side to get this point D. Similarly from O you measure the distance O to P. From O you mark that point P. Similarly then from O you measure the distance from O to this point and transfer from O on this O1 line. You are going to get this point. So since QT is perpendicular to OO1 line, so from this point you measure an angle of 90 degree with respect to this inclined line OO1 and then draw a perpendicular line with respect to OO1. Then again you measure the distance from this point to Q and also from this point to T, which will going to have equal distances, and transfer it from this side to the left side. You are going to get Q, and also to the right side you are going to get T. Then since BQ, now we got this point. Now we need to transfer this R and S. Since we have CD here, this CR is perpendicular to CD and also DS is perpendicular to CD. So we have already have this CD. So from C you draw a perpendicular by using the protractor. Similarly from the point D also you do the same thing. Then with C as center, take the radius of CR and which is equal to DS. From C you cut an arc on this perpendicular line to get this point R, and also from D to get this perpendicular to get by the point S. Then name them and join all those visible and invisible edges exactly the same way as the second position top view to complete the third position top view. Now we need to write the front view. So to write the front view, draw a vertical projector from A dash and draw a horizontal projector. Draw a vertical projector from A and draw a horizontal projector from A dash to intersect at this point. Similarly, draw a horizontal projector from B dash and E dash and draw a vertical projector from B to intersect at B dash and also from E to intersect at E dash. And draw a horizontal projector from O dash and draw a vertical projector from O to intersect at O dash. Similarly, draw a horizontal projector from C dash D dash and draw a vertical projector from C to intersect at C dash and from D to intersect at D dash. Then similarly, now you come to the base of the base surface of the pentagon. So draw a horizontal projector from P dash and draw a vertical projector from P to intersect at P dash. Then again from Q dash D dash you draw a horizontal projector and from Q draw a vertical projector to intersect at Q dash and also from T to intersect at T dash. And draw a horizontal projector from O1 dash and draw a vertical projector from O1 to intersect at O1 dash. Similarly, draw a horizontal projector from R dash S dash and draw a vertical projector from R to intersect at R dash and also from S to intersect at S dash. Then name them P dash, Q dash, R dash, S dash and T dash and O1 dash here. Now join all these edges by continuous thin lines. So join between A dash to B dash, B dash to C dash, C dash to D dash, D dash to E dash and D dash to A dash. Similarly, join between P dash to Q dash, Q dash to R dash to S dash to T dash and T dash to P dash. And join O dash to O1 dash with a center line marking. And similarly, draw between A dash to P dash, then B dash to Q dash, C dash to R dash, then D dash to S dash and E dash to T dash with a continuous thin lines. Now we will going to apply the condition of visibility. So all the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solids are visible. So here, so B dash, P dash is on the boundary. Then P dash, T dash, T dash, S dash, S dash, D dash, D dash, C dash, C dash, B dash, all are on the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solids. So you dark them continuous with a dark line. Since when you look from the front view, P, Q, R, S, T is near to the observer, so it becomes visible. So P dash to Q dash to R dash to S dash to T dash and T dash to P dash, it becomes visible. So then, since Q dash, from Q dash you have Q dash P dash is visible and Q dash R dash is visible. Therefore, Q dash B dash is also visible. So you dark them. Once you dark this line, since B dash Q dash is visible, therefore A dash E dash becomes invisible. Similarly, from R dash S dash is visible and R dash Q dash is visible. Therefore, C dash R dash becomes visible. Because from the point, if any one of the edges is visible, then automatically all other edges will be going to becomes visible, provided only if that point is not on the boundary of the solid. Now once C dash R dash becomes visible, therefore E dash D dash will become invisible because E dash D dash is crossing the visible edge of C dash R dash, since two visible edges can never cross each other. That is the condition. Now the left out portion is only E dash T dash. So once you try to draw a line E dash T dash, since this E dash T dash is crossing the visible edge of Q dash R dash, therefore E dash T dash will become invisible. Since P, Q, R, S, T are visible, therefore O1 dash becomes visible. And since A dash, E dash and E dash D dash is invisible in A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, so obviously the O dash becomes invisible. So this is also quite evident when you look from the front view of the third position. This is the total view of the final position of the pentagonal prism in 3 dimensions. Now, finally, when you look into the final solution, so here a pentagonal prism of 25 mm sides of base and 60 mm axis length rests on one of its corners on HP, such that the two base edges containing the corner The two base edges containing the corner make equal inclinations with HP. Draw its projections when the axis inclined to HP, axis is inclined to HP at 40 degrees and appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees. So since we have satisfied all the conditions, and hence this problem is right.